So you want to know the secret to breastfeeding bliss? It's actually pretty simple. It is nourishment. Literally, nourishing mom is the key to breastfeeding bliss. So let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. I'm actually gonna work on making my lactation support tea while we go through this video. So we'll just kill two birds with one stone. How does that sound? So when it comes to having a blissful breastfeeding experience, how mom feels really makes a big difference. If mom is feeling malnourished, run down, stressed, overly tired, because sleep is different during breastfeeding, but there are ways that you can flow. But if she's just feeling completely out of pocket, it's almost impossible to enjoy the experience. And when women show up and they are not well in their body, in their mind, in their spirit, they're in a more malnourished state, then they show up out of obligation and not necessarily out of love. And I don't mean that you're showing up without love for your child. Of course, there's love there, but you're your best self when you are nourished, okay? It's just as simple as that. And so the key is to go into your journey with an understanding of what to expect, because that can alleviate some anxiety, some worry and stress right there by just going into it with an understanding of what to expect. And also understanding the tools that you have available to you as a woman to help you to flow through this season of life and every season of life. So I'm going to talk about 4 basic things. And I like to keep it pretty simple. We're going to take it to the elements. All right? The elements of air, the elements of fire, and the elements of water. Now, air, that's the breath. You know how during labor, a lot of women prepare to breastfeed, not breastfeed, they prepare for labor. They learn breathing exercises and things to help them to manage the intensity of labor. Well, the breath is something that we can use in the postpartum period as well. When we get tense, it's very common to hold the breath, okay? To stop breathing. But when you stop breathing, what happens? That is the beginning of death, you know? I don't mean to be morbid, but when we're not breathing, we're not living anymore. And so it's so important to remember to breathe through any challenges that may arise. So you're not only breathing during the good times, you're breathing when maybe baby's a little fussy, okay? The feedings may be different. There may be one feeding where the baby latches on right away, everything is going smooth. And there may be a moment where the baby is doing something we call cluster feeding, which is where they want to nurse back to back to back. It's a completely normal behavior, but it can be a little intense during that time. And so one thing that moms can always refer to is their breath to bring them back into balance. And I'll give you a simple little breathing exercise that you can do right now. You see, my lactation practice is a little different because I like to focus on the whole aspect of the mom, not just one area, because I know it makes a difference. How mom feels makes a difference. And we even know that stress can decrease milk production when mom is not managing it well. So let's go into this breathing exercise. It's called balanced breathing or square breathing. And you can do this anytime you're feeling kind of tense in your body, starting to feel a bit stressed or overwhelmed. It's super quick. It can take less than a minute. So I'm going to guide you right now. You're going to take a slow, deep breath, and you'll inhale for 4 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the inhale. Then you'll hold your breath for 4 counts. So literally your lungs are filled with air, nice and expanded, everything open, and you're just gonna hold your breath for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you exhale for 4 counts. So you're releasing the air. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as your lungs are emptied, everything is emptied out of you, you hold your breath again for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 4, 4, 4. You're making a square with your breath. And a square is balanced on all sides. So this breath work practice can help you to come back into a balanced state. Okay, so I'll go ahead and go through it right now just to give you a visual. Here I go. Inhale. I hold it. I release. And hold. Inhale. Hold it. Release. And hold. And you just repeat that cycle. And as I inhale, I visualize myself inhaling peace, inhaling love, inhaling joy, inhaling the light of the Most High. And then when I hold my breath at the top, I'm just holding on to that moment. I'm holding on to that stillness. I'm holding on to the fact that peace does reside within me. And I can find a moment of stillness, of serenity, even when things seem like they're challenging around me. And then as I exhale, I'm letting go of all the tension. I'm letting go of all the stress. I'm letting go of all the worry in my body. It no longer serves me, so I gotta let it go. Now, when I hold it again, once again, I'm just reconnecting with that peace that is within me, that stillness. And you can repeat that cycle as many times as you need until you feel a release in your body. Sometimes we're kind of tense, but we have to relax, drop the shoulders, relax the jaw. Sometimes we carry tension here in our foreheads. I've noticed that at times I'm kind of like this, and I have to remind myself, relax. Breastfeeding moms in particular, sometimes they're hunched over. They have a tendency to be caved in, but it's important that you use your breath to open back up. Okay, so that right there can bring you into balance. If you're breathing, you're flowing, and that is a key to breastfeeding bliss. Okay, now let's go into the elements of fire, and I'm just mixing the herbs together right now. I make sure everything is nice and mixed in uniform, and I'll be bagging this up soon, but I'm gonna store it in one of my little containers. I'll show y'all. It's a cute little container, and I bag them up for your mamas. Now this tea, just a little side note, it is excellent for pregnancy. It contains wonderful nourishing herbs. During pregnancy and lactation, if you're taking herbal support, it should be things that are really nourishing to the body. For example, one of the herbs in here is alfalfa. Alfalfa contains lots of micronutrients to really just support the body's overall function. And it may have a nourishing effect on the milk supply as well. And all of these ingredients are gentle enough to be used during pregnancy. Now, just as a general precaution, it's usually advised to hold off on using these herbs while you're in your first trimester. But we don't have any evidence that any of these herbs in here are harmful during pregnancy. So as long as a mom does not have an allergy to anything in there, it's generally considered safe. And so these are nourishing herbs, and each one of them is also really great for nourishing breast milk production as well. So this is the Heteru Blend Pregnancy and Lactation Support Tea. All right, so we were moving into the element of fire. Fire is the blood. It's that flow. It's that life force energy. Now, if mom is low on blood, that can cause her to feel out of it, to not have the energy to show up as the best version of herself. And we know that during labor, whether mother has a vaginal birth or a surgical birth, there is some blood loss. It's to be expected. Hopefully mom does not lose too much, but it's normal to lose some. So it's important to build back up that blood with green leafy vegetables. Some of the herbs in this tea are very good for supporting healthy blood production, healthy liver. Now, the blood is movement as well, okay? Or not the blood, but the element of fire is movement as well. So just starting to move your body, putting on a song that really brings you a lot of joy, where you can kind of sway your hips from side to side, being mindful of where you are in your postpartum season, because you don't want to overdo it. But movement is medicine, movement is healing. So if you are feeling stuck or stagnant or overwhelmed, literally turning on a nice melody and beginning to move to the left and to the right and sway, it can help to shake off that stagnation. It can help to shake off that shell that you feel might have formed around you, that's closing in on you, that's making you feel like you're a mummy, okay, in 3,000-year-old bandages. It can help you to just break through, okay? So movement is one of the keys to breastfeeding bliss. Movement with the baby as well. Let's say, for example, baby is having a hard time getting on one breast. Instead of freezing, you know what, let's flow on over to the other side. Maybe baby is willing to take the other side during that feeding, or let's try a different position. Not freezing, keeping it moving, keeping it flowing. That is very helpful when it comes to breastfeeding peacefully, blissfully. Now let's move on to the element of, we did air, fire. Let's do water. Water, literally flow, life-sustaining water. We all need it. Now, the milk is made up of almost 70% water. If mom is behind on her fluids, there are some moms I've encountered, when they are dehydrated, they don't make as much milk for their babies. But on top of that, when you're dehydrated, you do not feel your best. You feel dry. You feel like a prune. And I don't want you to be a prune. I want you to be I want you to be living your grape life. And what do I mean by grape life? I literally mean GRAPE, grape life, where you are nice and plump and full of water, okay? Not your raisin life, where you're shriveled up, you're stiff, you're stuck, you're stagnant. So what does that look like? It looks like literally drinking, staying hydrated. Coconut water is very hydrating to the body. Some women will do the body armor drinks and the Gatorade. That's fine, you know, if it works for you. If I could choose a beverage for you, I would have you do coconut water, because you still get the electrolytes to really help nourish your body, nourish your cells deeply on an intracellular level, but also you avoid the artificial dyes and added sugar. Fun fact, coconut water, The fresher the better. If you can get your hands on some fresh coconuts, depending on where you live, please do so. The taste it's so much better than the stuff that comes in like a box or a carton that you get from the store. But if that is what you have access to, use what you have. I'm in South Florida, so fortunately I have access to lots of coconuts, and I love them. That's like a staple in me and my husband's daily, weekly things that we consume. But if you take some coconut water and you put a splash of lime juice in there, it tastes just like Gatorade. I am not kidding you. It's like exactly the same almost. The flavor profile, just like Gatorade. It's kind of unbelievable. All right, and then some women might want to sweeten it with a little bit of honey or agave. I like it as is. If the coconut water is pretty sweet, then it literally has a natural sweetness to it. So I don't find that it really needs anything else besides that. Now, so the element of fire, not fire, we were on the element of water. So the element of water, we have to stay in flow. Literally, breastfeeding is about flow. It's about an outpouring. And so you must pour back into yourself in order to be able to flow through challenges that may arise from time to time, as happens in life, and to be able to literally flow with ease for your baby. So that's another little tip right there. And then last but not least, we're talking about the elements of earth. What is earth? Earth is the soil. Earth is Mother Earth, okay? And it is the bed of the ground. It's the grass. It is the medium through which things grow out of, our fruits, our food. So the earth is your environment. It's your food. It's the soil. It's where you are planted. And so if your environment is not very supportive, that can definitely make things more challenging. It's one of the reasons why I encourage moms to have their partners attend breastfeeding courses and classes and prenatal classes with them. I do offer a program every month. It's called the Blissful Breastfeeding Program, and I walk moms through everything that they need to know to get off to the best start possible with breastfeeding. It's a 2-day training, 2 hours for 2 days, and I do it one weekend out of the month. So if you are interested in that, feel free to send me an email. I'll put my details below, or if you are on Instagram, you can shoot me a message, a DM on Instagram, and just DM me Bliss, and I will know what you're talking about. But yeah, get your hubby to come to the course with you, come to the class with you. Get Nana to come to the class with you. Whoever is going to be in your immediate support group, it's important to get them involved so that they also go into your journey with the understanding of what to expect and how they can best support you. So earth is also your food. I want you to make good choices. Contrary to a popular belief, what you eat does matter, okay? And not in the sense that you have to be perfect, but when you eat well, you feel better. You have more energy. Your mind is more clear. When you're eating things like McDonald's and lots of fast foods, lots of processed foods, those things literally embalm you. If you look at some of the ingredients that are inside of those things, they are so inflammatory. And when you have a bunch of inflammation in your body, it can make it harder to move, joints stiff, things cracking and popping. So I want you well. I want you feeling well in your body. Eat foods that hyperoxygenate your body. Your green leafy vegetables, your fruits, healthy fats, that's your avocados, your nuts, your seeds. All those things are really supportive of your overall health and also of your milk supply. And there are some foods that may be supportive of you bringing in milk. Those foods are called galactagogues. And I have made a video about some helpful galactagogues, so you can check that out on my channel. And I will probably be updating that video in the near future. Now, since we're talking about what you eat, I also want moms to keep in mind that what you eat is not just your food. It's what you see, it's what you watch, it's what you listen to. All of those are ways that we take things into our body that we eat. So it's important to be mindful of the type of content you're consuming. Are you watching a lot of things that are very toxic, very negative? You might want to cut those things out for a while. Or are you around people that are gossiping a lot, that never have anything good to say? Are you that person who is always gossiping or never has anything good to say? If so, we need to take a deeper look at ourselves and why we are operating in certain ways that may not be for our highest good. Okay? So this video might have been a little bit different than you were thinking that it was gonna be. I do have videos about how you can physically make sure you're getting off to the best start possible. But for the sake of this video, Secrets to Breastfeeding Bliss, I wanted to focus on nourishment. When it comes to breastfeeding, how mom feels matters, and she must nourish in order to flourish. A nourished mom is a blessing to everyone she loves, everyone she serves, okay? And your baby, your family deserves to have you be happy, you be nourished, you be healthy, you be well, you feel complete and whole. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments how you feel. If you have suggestions for future videos, let me know. If you would like to purchase some of my Heteru Blend Lactation Support Tea, Pregnancy and Lactation Support Tea, it is available on my website, and I'll put the links below. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. It's nighttime where I am, or day, or morning, whatever time of day it is that you're viewing this video. Till next time, be well.